Hey, my beautiful followers, how is everybody doing today? I hope you guys are having an amazing end of your work week. So many people are off this coming week, so I know that kids are getting out of school. It is a crazy time of year. My hair is kind of crazy. I'm feeling my hair is crazy today. Crazy. So on the floor, you always sit on the floor, and I'm like, no, I have some actually beautiful furniture, and I hate sitting on it to do my lives. No, I don't hate sitting on it. But anyway, I just like in front of the Christmas tree. It's so pretty. I just got off a beautiful phone call with one of my coaching clients, and she brought up a topic that I keep seeing come up over and over again, both with my coaching clients, but also in my personal life. I see people in my life really working on this, and it's a beautiful thing to be working on this time of year. And it always comes back to relationships, because all our inner work is connected to our relationships. All our inner work is connected to our relationships. And this thing that I see everybody working on is the big, bad, scary word, boundaries. Yeah. Boundaries. And I know we talk about boundaries all the time. This is something that I am like a repeating record on, like boundaries. And it is so fucking important. And this time of year, we let our boundaries be smashed more than any other time of year. There are times throughout the year that if we don't have good boundaries, that we allow this cycle to happen. But when it comes to the holidays, we really suck a lot of times at holding our boundaries. We have all these shoulds in our heads, and what ends up happening is we tear our relationships, both our intimate and our other relationships, apart. We tear them apart, and we end up creating stuff that needs to be fixed the rest of the holiday season, and then also the rest of the year. And it all comes down to us having healthy boundaries. I was having a conversation with somebody in my life the other day, and this person was sharing with me, they're like, yeah, I'm gonna just have to set some boundaries here. Like, I hate doing it, but I'm gonna have to set some boundaries because I'm gonna break. And I was like, yeah, like, yay, like, go and share what you need, share what you desire, and like set yourself a limit. And like I said, I was talking with a coaching client, and she was really struggling with this boundary setting thing, because she's like, I don't want to be perceived as a bitch. I want people to love me. It's not that I don't care, but I'm feeling overwhelmed that I can't do it all. And I was like, those people that love you, those people that truly care about you, want you to set boundaries. When you don't set a boundary, it is so fucking unloving to those that you claim to love the most. It is incredibly unloving. And what do I mean by that is boundaries help those we love know where our limits are. If we have no boundaries, then what ends up happening is people cross over into our no boundary land, which we all have boundaries, we just don't speak them. And we end up building resentments. We end up being disconnected. We end up doing things that we don't want to do just to please the other people. And in doing this, we pull a negative energy into the relationship. We are not in the present moment. So if somebody, especially again, this time of year, when we have to focus so much on gifts for others and parties and all these things we have to do. I want to take like the example of like going to a party. If you have something else going on and you're like, I don't want to really hurt that person's feelings, but what ends up happening is you go. So you say you go to the party and you're like, I don't really want to be here. I really want to be at home. It's really what I need to be doing for myself, but I'm going to go because I should. I should go. It's the right thing to do. I told them I would. They'll be upset if I don't come to the party or to the event. What ends up happening is you get to the event and you're disconnected. You're not really there. You're feeling resentful because there's other things that you could be doing. You're hating on yourself because you're not really standing up for yourself, and then you're hating on the other people in your world. And this also comes in in smaller ways. Like, yes, there's these big events, but it comes into these smaller things, like just saying yes when we mean no, or maybe. If you're a maybe to something, you need to pause. You need to pause because you are not I'm gonna steal Kendall Williams' phrasing, fuck yes. You're not a fuck yes. So you're a meh. And if you're a meh, you're a no. You're a no. If you can't go yes, or that scares me, but I'm a yes, then you're a no. Then you're a no. Or you might just need to calm yourself down and just really tune in. Because sometimes it's that we're not connected. We don't know what it is. It is the pull. Because there's been a couple things I've been like, I am feeling a maybe on that. And then when I slow down, it's like, I'm feeling a maybe. I have this, maybe fear about something. But in those times, you need to just slow down and not answer and be like, I need a moment to think about it. I need a day. I need 10 days, 2 weeks, whatever the time. But boundaries are so important. You have to set your boundaries. And people all the time, because I'm a sex queen, because I am the sex queen, people come to my workshops all the time and go, or into consults, they go, what are your boundaries? And they go, I don't have any. I'm like, oh my goodness, that's horrible. Like, they think that is something that they're like proud of. They're like, no, I have no boundaries. I will do anything. And I'm like, really? You need to be careful, because when you say I will do anything, you mean I will do anything. And what ends up happening is people will cross those boundaries, and then you're pissed off. Then you're upset. Then there is a disconnect. Even if you're not verbalizing it, even if you are not actually saying like, yes, this is a boundary cross, you will feel that. You will feel that. So first, you have to figure out where your boundaries are. You have to slow the fuck down, do your inner work, and go, where are my boundaries? Where do I need more support? Where do I need to set some limits? And these change, and that's the truth. They change in our sex. There's days when I'm like, yeah, this is a boundary for me. And then there's days I'm like, yeah, that's a soft boundary. I could go there today. And that's a communication. That is definitely communication. But outside of the sexual realm even, because I'm talking about just our whole lives in general, when we have these moving boundaries, sometimes they do change. It's like, no, like right now I do need you to give me more space, especially like holidays. And this comes from a place of verbalizing. And we always don't want to be the bitch or the asshole. I hear so many times, I don't want to be a bitch. I don't want to be an asshole. So I'm going to do it. And I'm like, that's so inauthentic. That is so unloving to yourself and to other people. But we say, yes, I'll do it. I will do it. Thank you for everybody popping on. I see all the peeps. Thank you. Thank you, everybody who's on. But it is incredibly unloving and inauthentic. And what ends up happening is we build this resentment. And we say yes. And we don't want to be the bitch. But my thing is, a couple minutes of being the bitch or the asshole, and I'm not saying you have to throw your whole world up in the air, but a few minutes of just being a loving, no. I mean, no, yes, you might perceive that as me being a bitch. Yes, you might perceive that as me being self-centered or selfish, which is different, and I've done whole videos on that if you want to go check that out. But allowing somebody to feel that for a minute and allowing yourself to feel that for a minute will, in the long run, help. It will, in the long run, strengthen that relationship, because those who really love you want to hold your boundaries. They want to support you. And if you have people in your life that don't want to support your boundaries, and you verbalize these boundaries, because this is the mistake we make. We go, no, but I have a boundary and they're crossing it. And I'm like, well, did you verbalize that? Did you straight up fucking say, I don't want this. I need you to do this. If you haven't, then you are most likely too wishy-washy on your boundaries. You need to get really clear with people, because though we need to be able to read nonverbals, and there are some boundaries that happen in just the energy, so many of us can't open our mouths and just go, this is what I need, and this is where my limits are. And if you're not willing to do that, then you're going to be sacrificing your relationships. And you cannot tell me that you love these people if you're not willing to set limits, because you don't. You don't. If you truly love them, you would want to create a healthy relationship. And healthy relationships, whether, again, it is with your lover, with your children, with your bestie, with your family, require boundaries. They require boundaries. And they also require us breathing in when somebody else sets a boundary and going, oh, okay. And that sometimes no is enough. No is an answer. No. Can you do this? No, I can't. Why? I just can't. I've got other things going. Nope, I can't. Sometimes that is a good enough answer. And you know your relationships. So lean into what is a good enough answer and what's not a good enough answer. But no is a complete sentence. It really is. It is, no, I can't do this. No. Why? Because I have to take care of myself. I have other things. And just setting those limits. And again, knowing when that boundary can be a little bit wiggly, because we don't want to create such rigid boundaries that we have no space to feel the flow and really go, oh, actually, I am a fuck yes to this. Even though I sent the boundary over here, now I'm feeling yes. Now that's intriguing. So making sure that you realize that your boundaries can be a little bit soft, but you need to hold them somewhat firm. Like there should be a firmness to them, but also a light feminine flow for those of you who are very tantric in your practices, like creating boundaries that are firm but yet flexible, because otherwise you will miss out on some beautiful experiences and you'll get too rigid. But knowing those experiences are like, no, like now I'm a yes. But especially during the holiday season when we are stressed to the max, there's so much going on, and when we're all trying to step forward in a positive way into our new year, into our new decade, where all of us are trying to set our new goals, our new resolutions, we're really trying to put in new practices. I hope you're trying to put in new practices. I don't want to say all. That is very inclusive and some people don't care. But many and those who are trying to constantly up level their lives and become more expansive are setting in new practices and new ways of being, which requires us to sometimes set different boundaries in our life to make that happen. And sometimes these boundaries are just, no, you won't treat me like this anymore. No, you will respect my time. Like, sometimes those are the most powerful boundaries. And sometimes the boundaries come within. Sometimes those boundaries are within of going, no, I'm going to stick to my own boundaries that I set because I'm going to be loving to self. We personally bulldoze over our own boundaries. We rape ourselves in so many ways by driving right over our own boundaries. So my exercise for you all today, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, is to spend a couple minutes and really write out the boundaries that you're needing to set in your life right now. And particularly if there's one or two people in your life you're like, yeah, I really have to set these boundaries with these specific people. Are these boundaries, I want you to think, are these boundaries ones that just need to stay in place for a small amount of time, so like the holidays? Or is this a boundary you really need to keep in place for yourself, for your well-being, for your growth? So do that exercise. It should only take like 10, 20, maybe 30 minutes if you really get into it. And just really look at where you're needing to set boundaries and choose a few to start implementing right now, today. There is no time like the present. So start doing it today. Don't wait till the new year. Start implementing those. And know that when you hold your boundaries, you are actually giving a gift to both yourself and to that other person to be able to open up to more love and connection in the long run. So if you are wanting to work with me, I've been talking about this for the last few weeks. I have my holiday sale. The elves made me do it. It is an amazing sale. My courses and my consults are really reduced price. I only have a couple more client spots for this holiday sale, so please check it out if you want to grab the last, I think there's like 2 more spots left. So grab those spots if you are interested. Other than that, I will see you guys tomorrow for another Addison Unleash. You could head over to my website at addisonbell.net and find out all about my new events coming up. I have so many fun, exciting events in the Plano area. I have some global events going on. I have some collaborations with Sarah's Secrets also going on, so check all of that out. All right, guys, I love you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.